I meant to make this video a few years ago, and I remember when I tried originally, some files were corrupted or they wouldn't load, and I kind of like gave up on it. But recently I was going through the footage and it was somehow all there and it was fine. So this is the video of how I met Brandon Novak, originally many years ago, and then more recently, and us coming together to make this awesome table for the Redemption Center located in Wilmington. And I hope you guys enjoy. Brandon Novak is a professional skateboarder from Baltimore, Maryland. When he was 14 years old, he was sponsored by Gatorade, making him the first professional skateboarder to be sponsored by the brand. But we all know him from CKY, Jackass, Viva La Bam, where they would do crazy pranks and jokes and stunts, usually under the influence. Brandon was well known to have an issue with drugs and alcohol, but he overcame it. He became a motivational speaker, a best-selling author, owns multiple sober living homes, and in late 2022, he had a post saying that he was working on something big, and I knew I wanted to be a part of it. So I knew Brandon from years ago. We partied in Ocean City a couple times, and that was all well and good, but we overcame our demons. We're both clean and sober many years now, and he said, I'm opening a treatment center. And I was like, listen, I'm not in the restaurant industry anymore. I work for my brother and his company, Woodbridge, and we make this awesome custom furniture out of salvaged lumber. I would love to make a coffee table for your intake room, so it's the first thing people see, like when they're down and out and thinking about giving up. So I decided to put these handwritten notes in there. Well, just watch the video. And for a split second, I regretted picking hard maple, because this wood is, well, the name implies, hard. It's really, really hard. So of course, sanding it takes forever. If you've ever sanded a end grain table or end grain butcher block, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this thing is 5 foot by 3 foot. So luckily, you know, the epoxy in the middle isn't bad. It's just the two rivers, or the two walls. But I did not think about that when I was planning this table. I saw these pieces. I saw the awesome curl and the chatoyancy, and I knew that this is what I wanted, regardless of how much work it was going to be. And it's crunch time now. That's the only thing. If I had more time, it wouldn't be that bad. But I will get this done soon. All right. Well, that took a little longer than anticipated, but I ran through my starter grits. Actually, I started on this one 60, 80, 120. Got off all of the main stuff. And now I'm just going to run some higher grits. You can already read some of the lettering at 120. And I could pour epoxy on this right now. It'll clear right up and you'll be able to see all of that. But I'm going to run through some higher grits, you know, just to be safe. And yeah, it's coming together. All right, I carried Novak's table up to our finishing room. Yeah, it looks like a murder room, but this is where we apply our finishes. And this one we're doing epoxy, so you can see the notes clearly. And man, this one's gonna come out great. Well, here's our tabletop epoxy. And here's our tabletop. And just as an example, like, you can't really read that note, but as soon as the epoxy hits it, our greatest glory is not in never failing, but rising up every time we fall, or fail, sorry. Yeah, it clears it up real nice. So let me spread this and we'll see how it turns out. And here it is. Obviously it has the finish on it. It's still wet, so it might look a little wavy, but this is what I made for Redemption, Brandon Novak's new treatment center that he's opening. He already has, I think, 5 sober living homes that are all full, and he knows the need for treatment centers. But he wanted to have a treatment center that didn't feel like all of your standard government sterile treatment centers. And, you know, with myself having 9.5 years clean and, you know, being friends with Novak, and I just wanted to help any way I could. And I said, I'd like to make a piece for you. And wow, I mean, the epoxy looks great. The notes are awesome, but this wood is spectacular. And I wrote a little note on the bottom. I'm not gonna say what it says, but if you're ever in or around that way and you wanna look at the bottom, there's a little message I wrote. But basically, if this table helps one person go into treatment, because this is going to be in the room where you're going to be sitting on a couch or a chair and you're waiting to go into intake. So if you're going to bolt, if you're going to run, this is the room that you're in before you make that decision. And people are going to be sitting around this and they're going to be reading, "You got this, you deserve happiness. Once you choose hope, anything's possible. Change your thoughts, change your life, one day at a time." And if this table, for some reason, convinces one person to get help, then it was worth it for me. I can't wait to deliver it. Up at 5, ready at 5:40. Ralph's gonna be here soon, delivering Novak's table. He's 3 hours away. I think it's 2:45. But, of course, knowing my brother, he's like, you know what? I have another order that's near Philly. Let's take that too. So that's why we had to get up at the ass crack of dawn. Actually, we're way before the sun. But knock out that delivery and then hopefully everything else goes smooth. Yep, I'd pull in on the side there, yeah.
Let me turn around and face this way.
Redemption.
Redemption. Oh, it's gonna be neat, dude.
Yeah, it's a nice building.
And this is kind of, is this a...
So we made it to Wilmington. We are just a few miles away from the treatment center detox that I went to almost 10 years ago when I got clean. And there it is, Redemption Addiction Treatment. This is Novak's new treatment center. It's awesome. Beautiful building.
Start the whole process.
So
Yeah.
when I was in Ralph, I was having the thought of leaving. And I was in a room like this, waiting for the nurse to do my intake. And I'm like, man, I can leave right now.
Get a picture.
But,
This is awesome.